Scott for Scots here. Do you hear that? Bring the mic in close. That's not how the grass should sound. There's weeds everywhere in this lawn. It's time to take action with Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. It gets 3 jobs done at once. Kills weeds, prevents crabgrass, and feeds your lawn so it keeps growing strong. Ah, much better.
Get a bag of Scott's Triple Action today. It's guaranteed, or your money back.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
The Purple Mafia, with your host, Paladino Joey.
Well, we'll see. The doctors would disagree, but what do they know?
So let's just say that you'll pay me because it's in your interest to pay me.
Is it worth it? I mean, you've won. Do you want to wipe everybody out?
I don't feel I have to wipe everybody out, Tom. Just my enemies. That's all. My father taught me many things. He taught me, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
These are wonderful things that we've achieved, and there's no limit to where we can go from here.
Welcome to the family here on Purple Mafia. It is Wednesday, January the 16th, 2013. I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey at Wygen, and this is episode number 134 of Purple Mafia. Thank you always for downloading and listening to this show, which is available on thesportstuff.com and on iTunes. Also, Double Twist for Android users and Stitcher for Android users. We're headed towards Stitcher. Dylan Richardson will bring that up later on in the show. It's getting interesting. More ways to get a hold of this show on your mobile devices. All right, well, here we are, Purple Mafia. We got a hell of a show for you today. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Dylan Richardson joins yet again. Briefly, we'll get to the Facebook page and Twitter accounts, the interactions on there. Not that much this week, which is all good and fine with me because me and Dylan are going to have a lot to talk about the postseason reviews and previews. We're going to review the divisional round, preview the conference championships. This was an awesome weekend of football. There is absolutely no doubt about that. And thank you so very much to all the teams that were able to provide such awesome football for us. And I expect the same coming this weekend. This weekend that's not too far away. Yes, sir. So, no call-ins today. Just got to make that note. But if you'd like to call in, 209-736-7877. 209-736-7877 is the number. Also, one other brief thing. I realized that, well, with Windows phones, you can just simply look up in the store for this show as well. So just simply go into the search in the store, and you'll find it right away. I didn't even realize how easy it is on Windows phones to find this show. It's easier than iTunes and anything else. It's incredible. So if you happen to have that device, which I think is a pretty nifty little thing. Too bad they don't have NBA League Pass yet, but boy, when they do, yeah. And no, I'm not doing ads. I'm just talking. So, yeah, I'll stop talking about that. To the Facebook page, facebook.com/Purple Mafia Show. Thank you, those of you that have joined recently, as always. And, those of you that have not, that are listening right now, simply go to that and do join. All right. Shout out to Holly Brooks, by the way. Just thought I'd say that. Yep. Been talking a lot. She's a new listener now. So welcome aboard. Yes, sir. All right. Sebastian Ball, the name you're going to hear a lot of on this show always. There's a couple comments in here trying to look for something. I was talking about, that me and Dylan will be recording because, it took a little while to get a hold of Dylan, but we were able to finally get the show done. And, of course, we both have our busy and odd schedules, odd hours. Neither of us work office hours, unfortunately. I mentioned that we're going to record. Sebastian Ball saying can't wait to hear, so thank you again, Sebastian. Bit more here than the recent posts by others, we'll call it. You got Dan Taylor saying goodbye, Green Bay. Thank God for that indeed, huh? That is for darn sure. Matt Emer saying, looking forward to your end-of-season review, sir. It's been a hell of a ride. Now we have a long, boring offseason. I actually read that last week, but we'll continue with what he says here. He says, well, I guess we have the draft to look forward to. Top 3 needs are wide receiver, defensive tackle, linebacker, in that order. But due to lack of a great wide receiver in the draft, I think we go defensive tackle first. And yes, I did read that last show, but hey, it's still valid today as far as I'm concerned. Mark Carlson saying, wow, that Baltimore team. And now the pack is under heavy fire at San Francisco. Great night watching the playoffs with Cindy Carter-Carlson. Oh, man, those Baltimore Ravens were awesome. And they did it. They did it. My original pick to win the Super Bowl this year, still alive, going against my second favorite team in football, the New England Patriots. That is going to be awesome. A rematch of last year. My favorite coach in the NFL, John Harbaugh, going against my second favorite coach, Bill Belichick. And my third favorite coach is, somebody. No, I'm kidding. I guess it's Leslie Frazier, or Jim Harbaugh, just because he's funny. Jim Harbaugh is more funny than anything. But Mark Carlson continuing saying, great game going on in Atlanta. And wow, that game was started really bad and blew up. It was unbelievable. I still, by the way, hate Atlanta because of 1998. Yeah, I don't let go of that type of stuff very easy. Mentioning how I'd love a Baltimore and San Francisco Super Bowl, but in the end my heart is with the Patriots yet again. Mark Carlson saying he's not a fan of Denver or Atlanta. He cheered for the Seahawks as they are the team for an Army friend. He was left teamless when the Colts left town years ago. He won't watch the Ravens. I like the Ravens. Like the quarterback. Glad Denver was put away. Wished Atlanta had lost. Dirty Birds. And yeah, the Dirty Birds, 98. Oh, my God. Ooh. And, of course, the Denver game, there are, let's just say, a lot of us Viking fans had nightmares watching that game because there were some very eerie similarities with the Denver Broncos giving us painful shadows of the past with Vikings NFC Championship game appearances. Multiple different plays from multiple different NFC Championship games in multiple cases were heartbreaking plays, heartbreaking moments. And to think Denver had both of those, had at least 2 in the game. Unbelievable. And yeah, Seahawks look really good, Mark. They really do. They look better than what some people think. Dylan was not too high on them, and I don't know. I kind of was, and I also had a feeling Atlanta wasn't that big a deal, but I guess I was right about Atlanta barely pulling it out, and doggone it. Sometimes I hate being right because I did not want that. Oh, my God. It was frustrating. Yep, Atlanta. The way they were able to get that done. Mark Carlson saying, Joey, you are the best. That is true. We will never forget. That's how I mentioned the 98 Vikings. We will never forget, Mark. Thank you, Mark. You are the best as well. And guess what, Mark? Gold Star. It's your first Gold Star for 2013. There you go. Gold Star for Mark Carlson in 2013 is the comment of the week, as we like to call it. Sometimes they bring out silver stars as well, but Gold Star right there for Mr. Mark Carlson. Brent Jacobson saying, Adrian Peterson, The Onion. He gave us that poster of The Onion. I like that newspaper because it's funny, you know. They like to scare you sometimes with imaginary articles like, oh my goodness, Adrian re-tears ACL in preparation for 2013. Oh boy, don't jinx us, Onion. Don't jinx us. Check it out, guys, if you want to read it and be horrified at the horrible thought. But at the same time, if you want to be entertained as well, the Onion. Hey, it's a good newspaper just for fun. Why not? You know, I mean, not everything has to be so serious all the time. Do I sound like the most serious person of all time? Not always. No, sometimes I am, but a lot of times I'm not. I like to chuckle. I sure do. So that pretty much would conclude the Facebook page for this week. A much smaller deal. Also, I did post, and I hate to plug, but I did post about the Brave the Wild show that finally was released for the first time in 6 months because hockey's back, believe it or not. I did post it on the Facebook page. There's a link on there, and also it's available on the sportstuff.com and on iTunes. And while I'm at it, might as well say Timberwolves Explosion, same thing. Sportstuff.com and on iTunes. Very fun show I do with Marcus the Forecaster. So now we'll move over very quickly to the Twitter account at Purple Mafia Show. I teased Justin in Rochester because he was saying, that being Jay Day, Justin in Rochester, Justin Day, saying that I was like, oh, I didn't watch this or didn't listen this week and we won. Should I not listen next week to keep the good luck going? It was kind of an ongoing thing with him. And I said, did you listen last week when we got beat by Green Bay? And he says, no, I've been sick, as has my little one. So feel for you, Justin. Hope you feel better. I mean, it's any type of sickness stinks, even the minor ones like a cold, because a cold can take a lot out of you. They suck. So hope you feel better, Justin. Hope it's not the flu or something. And I also mentioned to him that that kills the superstition you had. Yeah, check out the show when you can. That's what I was telling him. But yeah, obviously he knows that already. So about checking out the show. So hope you feel better there, Justin. Dave Martin. I believe he's kind of a relatively newcomer here as well. He's saying, good game. I'm just rooting for the team with the most ex-Vikings. Go Sea Chickens. Yep, because they have a lot of, they have, but then again, Sidney Rice, though, are you sure you want him to win? I'm not a big fan of that guy, but yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. They're pretty good. I think the Ravens have a lot of ex-Vikings, too. You got Matt Burke, but I also highly dislike Bryant McKinney as well, so it's like some you like, some you don't. Just one of those deals. Anquan Bolden, a guy that I really wish the Vikings had. Oh, Anquan Bolden's one of my all-time favorite players, believe it or not, because that's a physical receiver that can get it done, get you that big 20-yard gain when it's 3rd and 9 or whatever. Love him. Just love him. And Joe Flacco got it done in that game with him. Also, beautiful pass to, it wasn't Bailey, but Smith. That was a great play. Tied the game up. Yeah, that was an unbelievable play. Dave Martin continuing, unless they're playing us, because I said something about, come on, nothing drives me more crazy than poor special teams coverage, and yeah, that totally sucks. He says, unless they're playing us. Yep, I agree with you there. That was against that was the Ravens and Broncos again. That returner was something else. Holiday, that guy's deadly, man. Reminds you of Devin Hester or Percy Harvin, at least on the kick returns. That guy was killing Baltimore in that game. That's why Denver scored so many points. It wasn't because Peyton Manning did such a great job, because it was a letdown game for the Denver Broncos. That is the thing that's what's scary about you going a long winning streak into the postseason. There's always that letdown game. And unfortunately it seems to come early in the postseason when there's that long winning streak, because you can't sustain a winning streak forever. You just can't, and it always seems to end up that way. That's why it's always nice to maybe lose 2 or 3 games before the playoffs, maybe even the last game. Just like get that out of the way. Now let's go. Now we know our weakness is a little bit better maybe than before, so we can't get too comfortable, too fat and happy. Unfortunately, Denver, I guess, they got too fat and happy, but also Baltimore played their freaking butt off in that freezing game. Yeah, they froze their freaking butt off, too. That was a fun game to watch, indeed. Best game of the weekend, that one or Seattle. Dylan Richardson will tell you the Seattle-Atlanta game was the best. And I think the Baltimore one, was right there as well. So with that, we're going to take a quick break and get right back with the man, the founder of TSS, thesportstuff.com, the executive producer, and he has been a show host of the Sports Fans and NFL East to West, and of course he's been a guest co-host on this show as well in the past. Dylan Richardson will be with me when we return.
Let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run up the score. You'll hear us yell for more. V-I-K-I-N-G-S. Skol Vikings, let's go. Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name. Go get that the score. You'll hear us yell for more. Vikings, Skull Vikings, let's go!
And we are back here on Purple Mafia, episode number 135, which is a reminder for all of you MP3 player listeners out there, iTunes, Double Twist, whatever it is. Double Twist is what you can listen to us on an Android device. But as promised, Dylan Richardson has returned for back-to-back shows. Yep.
Hey, and to put a little footer on that, I'm trying to get Stitcher in on all of your shows here, Joey, and I just popped that on you. Stitcher is an app that you can get, and you can stream the shows. It's not currently on there yet, but I am working on the situation, so keep that in mind. And that's also an Android program, too, so we're not forgetting about you Android users.
Awesome. So Stitcher as well, huh?
We're getting there. I'm in talks with... yeah, I'm trying to get it there. We're successful with one show so far on thesportstuff.com. As far as getting them listed on there. And I'm pretty sure with some of the solid numbers that you're pulling down now, that the Minnesota show should be on there.
Oh, sweet. Especially Timberwolves explosion, the way that's... that's making this one look bad. Oh, well. Not good. No.
It's funny. It just kind of fluctuates, It kind of goes and follows the team, Like when they're doing well, it's like, holy cow, look at this. Pulling down some serious numbers. Oh, they lost this week. Oh, everyone jumped off the bandwagon. And then, people come back.
Yeah, they do. That's the good part. It's so frustrating when they leave, but it's like, I don't know, for some reason last year during the postseason, it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird too. Everybody was kind of in pout mode, I guess.
Yeah.
These postseason shows are so fun, though. I mean, I'll do them anyway, no matter what,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
300 or 300,000. I want everybody listening. I love these playoff shows. It's just I'm going to keep doing them forever. I'll probably be 79 years old. I'll still be doing them. So, Dylan, how about them Baltimore Broncos?
We're looking forward to Super Bowl 100 here.
We made it. No, Vikings still haven't got. Okay, I didn't say that. Oh, I shouldn't say that, should I?
Let's hope not.
Oh, let's pray to God.
Let's hope that the Vikings get a Super Bowl win before the Bills.
Oh, they better. Oh, yeah. How about that? We didn't get it before the Broncos or Saints. That's still really sticking in my craw. Other teams couldn't. The little teams.
Been there plenty of times. Actually, the Vikings do have a championship under their belt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a Super Bowl.
No, a couple of NFC titles. No, or which thing were you thinking?
Oh, way back before there was Super Bowls. See, I used to always get in arguments with one of my old co-hosts, Jim Bauer, and he's a super Viking fan, really super. Like he won't say the Bears beat the Vikings, right?
Yeah,
doesn't happen a whole lot. But it does happen every now and then. He'll avoid contact with me. And I don't even rub it in or anything, I won't even rub it in. He just, years ago, here we're getting sidetracked already. Years ago, we went to a pizza parlor and watched this game. Jim's got a few years on me. And he was wearing a Vikings hat. It was brand new. And the Vikings were playing, and I was giving them crap about, they're going to lose. And really, I didn't. I was in my own thing. I was playing football, so I didn't really have a lot of time to know if they were any good or not. But obviously, when you're a fan, they're always good, right?
Yep.
But I said I should take that hat off your head and stomp it. and he took his hat. He took his hat and he threw it on the ground. And he said, "Go ahead, go ahead." He's like, "I don't even want this thing anymore."
Wow. Was that after?
So I added a Vikings hat to my collection.
Oh, you still have it?
No, I would have gave it back to him by now. We've been friends for years and years and years.
Yep.
But anyways, to the games.
But even before that, real quick, as mentioned before, for those of you maybe that are brand new, Dylan Richardson is the executive producer of the sportstuff.com and of course the founder as well, and he's also a Chicago Bears fan, not a San Francisco 49ers fan. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, please do not get that distinction wrong.
Yes.
Please do not.
Yep.
Like I got some Twitter messages. Oh, looks like you're beating us, and I'm like, what are you? What? No. Back up. I am not a 49er fan.
Nope.
I did pick them to win the Super Bowl in the preseason show right here on Purple Mafia, but I am not by any way, mean, or anything a 49er fan at all.
You refuse. Yep. Even just because he's from Northern California does not mean that's his club.
Let's put it this way. My love for the Green Bay Packers and the 49ers are on the same level.
Yeah. They are burning at the bottom of a volcano somewhere. Basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the Bears. You have a new coach now. I'm still stunned about Lovie Smith's firing, but that's obviously a debatable thing.
You had to bring it up, didn't you?
I shouldn't have. No.
Oh boy. Trackman, what's his name?
Tressman. Yeah, now I'm all mixed up. Jim Tressman, yep.
There we go. I mean, he has been in the NFL since the 80s. I have to be honest, I had to look up who the hell he was. Yeah. And I guess he was with the Browns. Actually, the 49ers, I guess, too, and the Raiders most recently. And he's always been a positional coach in the NFL. And I guess he went up to Canada and has a couple Grey Cup wins, like I guess 2 of them in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it was 2009 and 2010, but I'm just going off the top of my head. I don't know. I don't really know anything about the guy. It seems like they didn't pursue. Well, like I said on the last show, they're never going to pursue any of the big names. They're never going to go for Gruden or. To me, it's kind of like a wash because at least you knew what you had with Lovey. I just don't even know what to think about the whole thing. I mean, he was successful with all of those seasons that he was a positional coach, but I mean he still was a positional coach, even though that doesn't count for. Yep. It's not like it doesn't count for anything, but there's a difference between Canadian football and here we go, real football. Yeah. I mean, you're not working with a 25-yard deep end zone, and I think the sideline to sideline is shorter by like 15 yards. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you can just put your fastest guy out there and run to the sideline and you're going to make yards. This is where the big boys play.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be real. Oh, go ahead.
Well, so I don't know, man. I guess it's good before, them going so he can be in GM's ear for the draft, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, supposedly the reasoning, I guess, is because somehow, I guess, he'll be good to work with Jay Cutler. That's supposedly the number one reason why they like him, I guess. Despite the fact, I mean, he's not a retread, but yeah, he's been an assistant for 1,000 years, and yeah, he's not exactly at the top. I don't think he was really at the top of many people's lists, but obviously a well-known person.
I didn't even know he was on the Bears' radar, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just all of a sudden saw him in our local paper because he has ties to here as well. He's been an assistant with Minnesota, Minnesota Vikings back in the day. In the crazy guy, the salty sailor, Jerry Burns, that guy. He was on his staff way back in the good old days, and Yeah, that's kind of why we know who he is mostly. But yeah, I guess supposedly he's the right guy to work with Jay Cutler, but I don't know. He's not exactly the power coach that can get his players to run through a wall for him. So
yeah, I just don't even know where to. We'll see.
It's tough. Yeah. It's a wait and see. Maybe there it is.
Maybe
Cutler to Marshall.
I just don't know what the whole thing is about.
Oh, you don't know what it's about, you said?
A boot.
Hey, yep, it sounds like a good coach, eh?
Hey, what if he comes in there and is like, take off, hosers, and like gets rid of the whole upper management or something?
Oh, that'd be funny.
Or I don't know. Take off, hey, you guys are hosers.
He's another Josh McDaniels, right? Wouldn't that suck up? Cutler released. It's like, no, we did not hire him to do this. He starts freaking out.
I don't like him too much.
Oh, man, that would be really funny. Oh, oh, you never know in these days. I'm still stunned Ken Wisenhunt hasn't landed a job. I guess the Chargers, he was kind of supposedly some people thought he was the front runner there, but then, well, I don't know. It's one of those got swept under the rug type deals.
Yeah, that whole Kevin Cobb thing kind of screwed him.
It did. That really, what the hell happened there? Jeez.
Well, I guess when you go from an awesome quarterback like Kurt Warner, I guess it's all downhill.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Yep.
He wasn't able to pull a 49ers.
Nope.
Yeah, and have a backup that's pretty darn good.
You got to get really lucky. Yep. You got to draft the right guy like Seattle, that we're going to get to very shortly here, and San Francisco. Oh, the rookie quarterback heaven.
Kaepernick.
Wow. Yes, Kaepernick. Yes, it is. It is going to be fascinating.
All right, so enough of the down history lesson. Let's get into the last week of history lesson.
Absolutely. This is what we're here for. Baltimore.
To the games.
Oh, yes, Baltimore and Denver. Oh my God. Talk about a game. Huh?
Fantastic. I was so happy.
Oh, that was beautiful. We did it. We called it. How about them Ravens? We did. I love John Harbaugh. I do. I think he's my favorite coach actually he's my favorite coach currently in the NFL. John Harbaugh, not Jim Harbaugh. Because he actually, he's aggressive, but he's not like over the top like his younger brother, who he may be coaching against in the Super Bowl. Good chance. Yeah. Yep. To me, this game had. I
was just saying.
You can't stand him, huh? Yeah, this game gave me nightmares at the same time. It was a lot of fun to watch, obviously. This was as good a football game as you're going to see all season, ladies and gentlemen. This is as good a football. I mean, you look at the quarter-by-quarter box score, it just tells you how close it was. The first quarter, it was 14-14. Second quarter, it was 21-21.
Yeah.
The third quarter, it was 28-28. And the fourth, it was, it was 35-35. Yeah, it just kept going back and forth forever.
It was a fantastic game. And, we had two of them this week. This one being the first one I was on. And I just love seeing Mr. Happy Feet occasionally wipe the turf off the back of his jersey. I love watching that. And in case you don't know, Mr. Happy Feet is Mr. Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Yeah, he really, well, there it is. The cold. Did the cold get to Peyton Manning? I guess. I mean, I don't know. One thing to briefly bring that up as well is his passes looked a little bit vanilla, didn't they? Quite. And the other,
it looks like he lost a little bit towards the end of the game there.
Yes.
Like, seems like he was short balling stuff.
Not much velocity. And the other thing too that I noticed, I mean, I guess this may be common throughout the league, but to me, it just seemed kind of foreign to me. A quarterback wearing gloves? Don't they usually not do that, and they have hand warmers?
No, well, there's a bunch of them that do it now. Even the first one to be really criticized about it is Tom Brady, because I don't understand it either. Like, you wear gloves at work, and you lose dexterity. I know that these gloves are Fandango, really nice, expensive things, and they're like another layer of 13 layers of skin or whatever. But still, I don't remember seeing Brett Favre wearing a glove. I don't remember seeing, Fran Tarkenton didn't wear one.
Yeah, they played in legit cold frequently. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Oh my God, I couldn't even imagine. Because this weekend, by the way, just imagine if the Minnesota Vikings played in Met Stadium this weekend in the NFC title game. The forecast is 0 for a high. Yes, the high, not the low. This is the coldest. Yeah, we're about to have the coldest stretch of the last 4 years. I wish the Vikings played outdoors this weekend in an NFC title game because we would be returning to the Super Bowl. But maybe that's why we haven't been back, because we don't have that frozen tundra advantage. We have dome field advantage instead.
Yeah, dome field.
So yeah, I mean, all kinds of deals. You got the gloves, like I mentioned. This game to me was filled. Like I mentioned, this game gave me some nightmares. It's filled with a lot of reminders of the Vikings from the Broncos side, from multiple games.
You know who's having some nightmares?
Yeah. Who's that?
Champ Bailey.
That too, yeah. That too.
He's having nightmares of dreadlocks all up in his face.
Guy by the name of Anquan Bolden? No.
Oh, that's just one.
Just one, yep.
He was totally burned several times.
He got killed, didn't he? He got destroyed, as we like to say in the business. Torrey Smith, yep, that's the big one, yep. Torrey Smith.
Yeah, at one point he had 2 catches for 2 touchdowns and I don't even remember how many yards. Yeah. But it was kind of funny to read the stat line after he made a catch for a non-touchdown. 3 catches, 57-something yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Wait, what?
Man. Yeah, is there a wide receiver rating? Because that's got to be whatever the top is.
Yeah, it's got to be like 159, right? Yeah. Do that. I mean, I like Joe Flacco on the road. I like the Baltimore Ravens on the road. It's they're one of the best. To me, they're the second best road team in the season that I've seen in recent memory. Number one, you have a pretty good idea who that is. Yep, New York Giants. Yeah, without a doubt. But I think, the Ravens, they're an awesome road team. They really are to me.
They sure are proving it right now in the playoffs. This man, it just can't. This is what playoff football is, and I am just loving this.
Yeah, it's awesome. This was an awesome game, in a lot of ways. Manning, great season, 13-3, comeback player of the year, number 2 maybe we'll call him, or MVP, second place. Okay, since we want to pick Adrian Peterson for both of those, but even though both of them didn't, but Adrian's playoff game was better than Manning's. I gotta say, Manning definitely notorious for, like as you mentioned last week, you called it. And I joined on with that.
Yep. You almost didn't.
Almost.
I convinced you. I was convincing, wasn't I?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the Manning thing. And then for me, I like Baltimore already, but the Manning thing, yeah. I mean, it's like, yep, you got me with that one.
It's got a history.
And it's, we used to see with the Colts against the Patriots. Yep. He's got that history. Great season and done.
Yeah.
Randall, he's like Randall Cunningham that actually did get 1 ring out of it, but that's basically about what it's like. So, yes, multiple times during the game, I mean, the Ravens made unbelievable defensive stands on potential last play of their season. There were a couple of those in this game where their season was on the line. If they make this stop, or if they fail to make this stop, the Broncos will run the clock out and win the football game. And they stood strong multiple times. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Like Ray Lewis, could be the last play of your career right here. Oh, nope, not yet. That was pretty cool. Yep, Manning's 3 turnovers over the course of the game. A Brett Favre type over the body pass at a very crucial point in the game where I had stepped away for like 3 seconds, like to grab a glass of water or something. Like it was that brief. And I'm like, wait, the Broncos had the ball at the 50. Now the Ravens have the ball at the 50. Did somebody fumble or what happened? But it was a Brett Favre type pass, basically, near the end of the fourth quarter there, and that gave the the Ravens a chance to tie it up. And tie it up they did.
And see, that's the whole thing. Like, Brett Favre would make those decisions, but he had an amazing physical ability. Peyton Manning is one of the types that, yes, he is good, but he is one of the more precision. He seems to me to be the guy that maybe didn't have all the talent in the world, but he busted his butt to get there. So him making a throw like that's, against mechanics, against his fundamentals, it was kind of a snap decision. It was a bad decision, and look at what happened. They wind up losing the game, and I don't know if it's a sign of Peyton getting old, but like we had mentioned at the top of the show, that it was kind of lackluster there in overtime. Him short balling some stuff and stuff that you normally don't see, and the announcers are attributing it to, possibly his injury from last year. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. It just might be nature just taking its course.
Multiple ways. The cold, the age, especially as you're mentioning. Yeah, it's something just wasn't there. Whatever it was, it just wasn't there. And of course, it was more like a brain fart at the worst time, just like 2009. Like for the Vikings, like I mentioned, this game gave me nightmares. And there's one more nightmare that actually hurt it hurt as much. It hurt as much because, we're talking the two most heartbreaking defeats for the Minnesota Vikings during my lifetime occurred. Like blatant reminders of it occurred in this game, and they both happened to the Broncos. That Brett Favre play, obviously, 2009, but what did John Fox do with 31 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining? When he had a chance to do what the Falcons did. Exactly, right? It worked pretty well for Atlanta the next day. What did John Fox do? Go ahead.
That year was something else. That was another time where it was like, how can the Vikings not win the Super Bowl? Win with 98, right?
Yep, that was the one and only. 15-1
against the nothing. I still think that if Minnesota went into that Super Bowl, they would have won that Super Bowl. Atlanta didn't stand a chance, and you saw what happened. They got their butts handed to them.
Yeah. Atlanta got crushed by Denver in that game, and the Vikings. It's always a maybe. It's always a maybe, but because of all the injuries the Vikings had, John Randall had a hyperextended knee. Ed McDaniel was banged up. A couple of one of the backup linebackers or guy that had to start because of injuries was going to be out. There was a chance we might not have won that game because Terrell Davis is obviously the best on the planet then. But I think God willing, the Vikings could have pulled that thing out, and they should have. But John Fox committed a cardinal sin at the end of. He committed a cardinal sin in that fourth quarter with 31 seconds and 2 timeouts left.
Uh-oh. You there, Joey?
Yep.
I don't hear you.
Oh, you're there?
Oh, now you're back.
Okay.
Yep, I got you now.
What was the last part you heard?
Oh, I don't. You're talking about something about Randall being injured.
Oh, okay.
And a linebacker.
Oh, yeah. I was just, there were a lot of injuries to the Vikings up the middle, and that, during the course of the Arizona game to the Atlanta game in '98, and I think they may have had a trouble stopping Terrell Davis, but then again, I guess everybody else did too back then. That's what I was saying. But God willing, hopefully the Vikings would have won. But John Fox committed a cardinal sin at the end of the fourth quarter, the same cardinal sin Dennis Green committed in the same exact situation in '98. With multiple timeouts and a good 30-plus seconds left, and all we needed was a field goal. All Denver needed was a field goal to win the game. It's not that hard. They both take a knee. Yep. John Fox took a knee. Wow. Cardinal sin, in my humble opinion. What did you think about that play?
Yeah, well, just like my opinion on the Bears' new coach.
Yeah. Like, what was that, right? Like it was,
It is what it is. Live with it. We'll live with it, right?
yeah.
You got no choice.
Stupid Broncos, right? Yep.
But they took a nice loss this week, and therefore making us look like rock stars by choosing the underdogs.
Yep.
And everyone already had Denver going to at least the championship game.
Yeah. At least.
And so it feels good to win the upset.
It does. We pulled it off. We're rich. Okay.
Ta-da!
I wish.
Wait, did you bet? Did you put the money down? I said make the
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. No, I wish I did. Gosh, I mean, because
what?
If I wasn't, I should have. But I've never bet money in my life, but I should have. Yeah, for that game, that would have been awesome. So it would have been a complete victory right there.
It's funny. I'm not a huge bettor either. I like to pick games.
Yep.
And I like to be right. But I hate to be wrong.
Oh, I hate to be wrong. Yeah, it's devastating. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose money and all that good stuff, especially when it's involving money.
So yes, once again, Mr. Happy Feet, a.k.a. Peyton Manning, will be watching a championship game from his couch, where he will be joined by his brother.
Good or not, his brother will say, "Oh yeah, that's it. So can I see your ring really quick? Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, but by the way, I got 2 on mine, so sorry."
Oh yeah.
Nudge.
So I can see Eli this is kind of a brotherly reaction I would have, both sitting on the couch watching a playoff game and say, "Oh, so this is what you did for so long, huh, Peyton?"
Oh man, it's like
one and done, right, bro?
Yeah. Man, this sucks. Got to get back to work. Oh no, the Patriots are still there. I could have won again. Okay, I'm just kidding. Talk about Patriot killers. Oh, that son of a gun. Yes, sir. So the Patriots. Yes, are you ready?
Oh,
ready
man.
to segue?
Jeez, this game, Patriots against Texans.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
If you listen to last week, or if you listen to the preseason show that Joey and I did, I picked the Texans to go, and I still had hope in the third quarter, and I was still kind of hopeful, Texans on a little bit of a string, but it wound up just being a total butt kicking.
Yeah,
and Watt couldn't do it. It just was not happening, and they couldn't really get the running game going as much as they wanted to. Arian Foster still had 90 yards and a touchdown on 22 carries, but Brady's performance was way too strong, completing. What was his completion percentage? It would be good. He had 25 completions, 40 attempts, 344 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Monster game, and walked away with this victory. I was rooting for Houston so hard, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, and no turnovers as well for Brady. Schaub had 1. Yeah, and I was rooting for the Patriots. You probably know, this is the game where we clashed. I had the Patriots winning. Actually, ultimately, I do believe I did have Baltimore, New England in the AFC to start the season, which is crazy. I don't know if I've ever been right. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been right at that, but hey, there we go.
I don't even remember what I picked. All I remembered was the Super Bowl.
I think you had Houston and New England, actually. So, so it's this game. So you're right about one, and you're right, the second round ended up being that.
That was one off.
Yeah, we both had Patriots losing the NFC title game. I had Baltimore winning the AFC, and it's kind of funny. Maybe they will. Who knows?
Who none of us picked to go into the playoffs in that preseason show was the Vikings.
Yeah, none of us picked them or Seattle. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, it's
so no one can
Indianapolis.
claim that.
Okay, sorry.
No one can claim, Joey, that you're a homer.
No,
there's absolutely no way.
Yeah, I can't. I would be so pissed if somebody did. There was a time earlier in the year I thought somebody was calling me that, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, look at my whole description of the show, everything. Yeah, it's like, damn it, don't call me that.
Listen to the first, before the season even started, I picked the Vikings to go 6-10.
6-10. They were 10-6. It was dyslexia.
Yeah, exactly.
My dyslexia.
All right, so
yep.
So now that I successfully derailed us from the Houston New England talk,
okay.
let's get back into it.
Yes, it was. The Patriots clearly the superior team. I felt that coming in, and I don't blame you for thinking Houston is a good legit football team that could go to the Super Bowl, because in my opinion, outside of Matt Schaub, they are a legit Super Bowl contender. Great defense, great running game, great receivers, even a good tight end. I mean, what else do you need? Well, I guess I hate to say it, maybe an upgraded quarterback, even though Schaub is okay. His numbers are okay, but there's just something about him. It doesn't strike me as that guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid.
No, not at all. I never seen that in him either.
Yeah.
Like, for a while, Houston was sticking with Carr.
Yes.
We got Johnson, we got Carr, and Davis running back. I can't remember his first name, but that was their core. And then on defense, D'Amico Ryans, who came out his rookie year and led the league in tackling, is no longer with the team, and neither is their beast from the East, who went higher in the draft than Reggie Bush did, Mario Williams. He's playing elsewhere as well. And it seems like they were able to shift from what they thought were going to be their core components to, a 2 years in a row going to the playoffs team and winning.
Pretty crazy, isn't it? How that all turns out.
Yeah,
it is strange. I mean, and I remember back in the days of the car and stuff, they really struggled for the longest time, and then now they get way better. But
I've never really been. It seemed like what they've saw in Shaw, but
yeah,
he got them there.
Yeah, I mean,
but like you're saying, I don't think that he's got that it factor that's going to push it over the top.
Exactly.
For an astound, put it in his hands and go for it. We're going to get it. Type of not only confidence but skill level. I mean, he has flashes of being good, but I don't see the it factor, and I never really have on him.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I see, even though statistically, Matt Schaub could put up really good numbers, and Joe Flacco is kind of up and down with the numbers, but I think Joe Flacco has more of an it factor than Matt Schaub, honestly. Especially with this. Go ahead.
I have to agree too. Just like last week with that performance,
awesome.
It was like, holy cow! You're just watching history right here with this game, and that was just. Anyways, I don't want to get too off track, but yeah, Schaub has never really impressed me.
No, I mean, a lot of people were wondering, it's like, he has a chance to be a starter somewhere, because at the time everybody thought Michael Vick was entrenched in Atlanta for all time, which is hilarious considering it was like a couple of months later that was over. But, he was this, the hot backup quarterback that everybody wants to be the starter in the league, and wound up being the Houston Texans and all that. But a lot of people were afraid that, this doesn't always work out, and maybe he's not that great. But
talking about those hot-handed second-string quarterbacks, I'd like to make a little segue.
Yeah.
What is Matt Flynn doing? He's on the bench watching a rookie destroy it in Seattle.
That guy can play. Russell Wilson can play. Yep. Yeah, since there's probably not much more to add to the Houston game, Tom Brady was great, and Houston just wasn't good enough in that game. So we can slide over to the other game of the week. It's time, isn't it? Are you ready for some Seattle? Been destroyed in the first half. Looks like Dylan's right. I thought Seattle was going to be extremely competitive, but Atlanta would pull it off. Doggone it, because I didn't want Atlanta to win. We were talking about the 98 Vikings and the 98 Falcons, and that's why I hate the Falcons. I've never forgiven them. But Seattle came running back in this game, especially in that fourth quarter. You see a big, giant 21 in that fourth quarter.
This was one of those that halftime you're like, wow, this is done.
Boring,
so it was absolutely stunning to see that fourth quarter, 21 points they put up. 21 points to come from behind. The only points that Atlanta put up in that fourth quarter was with seconds left on the clock to go back ahead after they had squandered a 20-point lead at half.
Yep.
This, as good as that Baltimore game, we might have to agree to disagree. This is like the best game that I've watched this year so far in playoff football. This game was just, it was one of those roller coasters. I feel for you, Seattle fans.
Oh, yeah.
I feel for you because with 31 seconds on the clock going ahead like you did, I would have been jumped. I think my head would have hit the ceiling if it was the Bears in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
And the same for you, Joey. If it was the Vikings, you'd probably have a damaged cranium from jumping up and down because I was like, man, okay, they went ahead and they're not my pick, but oh crap, I'm gonna really get ribbed by my Seattle Seahawk fans that I've been ripping on Twitter and all this stuff. I got a couple of buddies that are Seahawk fans, and I like to lay into them.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I'm like tweeting to them, your team will be exposed this weekend.
I thought they were going to be the way it was headed in that first half.
I'm like, yes, I'm not going to take any shit. and then you look, and then next thing you know, here goes Seattle going ahead. And I'm like, oh no, that just happened. I'm gonna eat crow for a week.
Yep.
I'm gonna be eating it. And then you look at the clock, and a little ding went off into my head. Mm-hmm. Before I was thinking the same thing. Maybe a few seconds before the announcers were talking about the classic Chicago loss against the Atlanta Falcons, where the dummies had kicked it out of bounds. Yep. And gave them great field position, and basically one played step out of bounds and kicked a field goal and beat my beloved Chicago Bears. You hated Chicago Bears, but it was a lot like that, except for I believe Atlanta had at least 2 timeouts.
Yep, they had 2 timeouts.
And they were able to put it in place for a 49-yard field goal. And this is no news to you. I always love seeing the icing the kicker go wrong, and that's exactly what happened. And it almost was like, you could clearly read the lips that Pete Carrol said timeout, and the ref gave it to him.
Yeah,
and the kicker kicked it. Yeah, and the kicker kicked it, and
missed.
You've seen the game; it was a miss. And a lot of times they're saying, that's cool because now I can range it, and then. After Pete Carroll had seen that he had missed, he was, bitching it up. Well, I didn't call timeout. I didn't. Like, if you can see my hand gestures right now, they're like open arms. I didn't call timeout. What are you talking about? I didn't call timeout. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Well, come on.
He's like that 4th grade kid or whatever that I didn't tip over that plant, bullshit, I mean, my goodness.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. He totally called the timeout, and you saw his hand gestures. And, yep, you made the point that I was going to get to as well. Icing the kicker. That is one. I mean, I'm against it because, to me, I think it actually makes the kicker more likely to make it. As weird as that sounds, I think it does because when you kind of go out there and just go, sometimes you're actually more prone to make a mistake, I think, than when you kind of settle in and get ready to kick it. Maybe
either way, I don't really mind it, but I mean, if you're gonna try to do it, call the timeout before the ball gets snapped, or even as close to snap. Because who was the notorious one that did that all the time, where he had it down to the science where the center lift his head up before the snap, and then he would call. I can't remember who it was, but anyways, if you're gonna ice him, wait till they get up to the line, and then call the timeout, because boy, you either look like the fool or the hero, if he makes it the first time, but there was a timeout, and then he misses the next time, you look like you're king of the hill.
You screwed the kicker.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah.
It was just when it all boils down, as you're saying, basically it was just horrible timing. It was poorly timed. If you're gonna ice the kicker, get it off, before the snap. Apparently he was unable, or he got it right before the snap. But I mean, you want to get it a little bit, maybe a couple seconds before that, if you're really gonna mess with their heads. But apparently it just helped them, I guess. Like, oh, I missed it. I know what I need to do now. That's basically what happened in that deal. It's kind of funny.
And Wilson, a fantastic game.
Amazing.
He was 24-36, almost 400 yards passing,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns and only 1 pick. Future of the franchise. So Matt Flynn might be shopped next year. They paid him all this money, and it's like he's not going to get used unless Wilson goes out. Now, Wilson is kind of one of those hybrid quarterbacks where, how I always say running quarterbacks don't last in this league.
Yeah.
And they don't. But I don't really classify Wilson as a running quarterback.
The full-blown, yeah.
I think he's one of those that he can run if he has to, but it's not, Vic type, where he's looking to run first thing and then, okay, maybe I'll pass it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wilson is more of a conventional passer that has some athletic ability.
Yeah.
As far as running, so
it's a weapon they can add. Yep.
Exactly. That's where I stand on that. And please don't use him for the option Seattle unless you want to play Matt Flynn next year.
Yeah, because what does NFL stand for?
Yeah, not for long when you have a running quarterback.
Yep. That was a nice one you brought up last week. We're going to be using that one forever now.
That was compliments of Jerry Glanville, and he was
for long.
He was ripping into a referee, and that's an old NFL Films thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was that had to been was it Oilers or Atlanta? Shoot, I can't even remember.
Did he both of them? He did, didn't he?
I believe he did, but Oilers, I can't remember. Sure, yeah. I think it was. Yeah, maybe it was Atlanta when he said that. But anyways, yeah, he had all kinds of little sayings.
Yeah,
he compliments to Jerry Glanville.
He's an entertaining guy. I don't know. He used to he always liked the Vikings too for some reason. When he was in it, he actually said, "I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan." Like, oh, okay, cool. We'll take it. We'll take it here.
I like you now.
Yes, we'll take it here in Purple Mafia land. Huh?
So as much praise as we've given Wilson, he is, the losing quarterback in this situation. Matt Ryan was able to pull through on that last-minute drive and put them within field goal range, 49 yards.
Yeah.
And definitely no gimme.
No, 49.
Definitely no gimme at all on that one. And, Bryant put it through.
Yep, they finally got the monkey out their back. At least for 1 week, they finally won a playoff game, those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, damn time, isn't it? Oh, man.
Oh, and who else joins the finally to have won a playoff game is the former longtime Kansas City Chiefs, Tony Gonzalez.
That's right. Yep. He's a part of the same team.
It's kind of hard to believe. There were several really good Chiefs teams.
Yeah.
We're talking about way back in like Dick Vermeil days.
Yeah.
Where, they never, he's never won a playoff game. This is his first one, and I don't know how much longer Tony's going to be able to play, but it really wouldn't surprise me that if he, called it quits after this season, even though he's had a pretty darn good season.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
He's one of those players. Yeah, he's one of those players that any time I wouldn't be surprised to hear, "Oh, Tony Gonzalez retired." Well, maybe someone can catch up to his records.
Yeah, he was drafted way back in '97. So, and yeah, those Dick Vermeil teams, my goodness, the 2003 or 4, I'm trying to remember, 2003 Chiefs. Oh my God, they were good, and they didn't even get one playoff win out of it. They were like the Broncos of this year. They didn't even win a game. The Priest Holmes, 20-plus touchdown seasons and all that. No playoff win. Unbelievable. Trent Green, man. That was a great team. Great offensive line. Good defense. They were, 13-3, 14-2, I think?
Well, they had one of the best offensive lines in the league, man.
It was an awesome football team and no game, no win. That was
no wins.
Huge shame.
Well, they finally got that monkey off their back, like you said.
Yeah, at least for him. Yeah. The Falcons did. Yeah, they've had good teams and lost to New York last year, and I did pick it because Giants on the road is win, ladies and gentlemen. The Giants win on the road. I will bet on them every single time they're on the road. When Eli Manning is the quarterback. Yep. And Tom Coughlin's the coach. Yep. Until they prove me wrong.
I like to call him Mr. Redface, a.k.a. Frostbite.
Yes. Yep. It's the NFC Championship game 2007, where Favre did another across-the-body pass to end another NFC Championship game. Oh, that son of a gun. So good and man. So
yeah, this was a fantastic game. I only hope that the championship games were just as good as this Baltimore game and this Atlanta game.
Mm-hmm. I
really do hope that they're going to be like this, because this was just so much fun to watch.
They were unbelievable. They really were. I kind of get the sneaky feeling they will be. Last year's conference championship games were exactly that. Unbelievable drama. It was about 6 hours of, oh my God, you know? It was so good. Oh my goodness. So are we ready to talk about last year's NFC Championship participant?
Sure. Just one thing. I'd like to ask Marv Albert what he said after this game was over.
Yes!
Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, your Green Gay Peckers, excuse me, I already screwed that up. The Green Gay Peckers are now sitting on the couch watching the rest of the playoffs, courtesy of the San Francisco 49ers, and almost exclusively by Kaepernick.
Yes, we'll talk about another quarterback who also had an interception in the game, just like Russell Wilson, but only one. Holy moly, man. Oh my goodness. This guy, for the longest time, I thought Colin Kaepernick was just this unorthodox running quarterback who's just not that good. Extremely great athletic, but just not ready for the big time yet. But, I guess he's got an unbelievable release, I think, and I really love his zip on the ball and spiral. He's better than I thought, and boy, oh boy, the Green Bay Packers know it now more than ever. My goodness.
He, like I said before, came from somewhat of a local high school. Very talented athlete. He wound up going to Nevada.
Yep.
He did play basketball and football in a smaller, it's kind of a city, Turlock, California, and then he went to Nevada and didn't really have the best of all seasons with his tenure there in Nevada, and he's kind of the perfect storm quarterback. Now you're thinking, wow, Dylan, didn't you just say that running backs don't last? Running quarterbacks don't last very long in the NFL. Well, he didn't exactly play a full season now, did he?
Nope.
And also, this is a different beast here with the playoffs, and he doesn't have that wear and tear on his body of playing the entire season. And I think that it's the perfect storm. He's the right weapon at this time. Will it be enough for next week? We will see. But he definitely smoked the competition, almost handedly defeated the Green Bay Packers last week.
Absolutely. The total yards for the Niners nearing 600. Dom Capers, no job offers for him this offseason. Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator, by the way, out there. But, 579, ladies and gentlemen. Holy Toledo.
Totally destroying all rushing records for a quarterback.
I can't even believe it. Yeah.
He almost, what was it, 160
right.
5 or something like that. I'm trying to
ready?
trying to run it down right now, and I'm not having any success.
Oh yeah, I have it right here.
181.
Yep. Adrian Kaepernick. I mean, yeah, Adrian Kaepernick, right? 181 and 2 touchdowns. Is this Adrian Peterson or Colin Kaepernick here?
I see what you did. It's a little hybrid.
Yes.
Adrian Kaepernick.
Adrian Kaepernick. Oh my goodness.
It's kind of funny when the rushing statistics, against your running back, with so close to as many carries and such a wide difference in the yardage. Mm-hmm. But then again, when you get a 56-yard touchdown run, that'll boost your average up quite a bit right there. But
it will. Yep, 56.
Fantastic. It just was. It was an awesome performance by Colin Kaepernick. Kind of a coming out, hey, look at me type of moment. I'm for real.
Yeah, and what's funny about all this is, that play set the tone for the rest of the game right there. That 56-yard explosion that he made, because we had a tie football game midway through the third quarter. It was like, this is still very much in doubt here. And then that play just changed the whole landscape of the football game. A 45-20, 31 after
That was a garbage time touchdown.
Exactly. A cherry pick or whatever the word is. Nah, I can't even get it. A face saving touchdown, basically.
Yeah, it kind of made it look a little bit, like it was closer than it was. It
changed the whole thing. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. That was an unbelievable performance.
It was. And a great offense. And one beautiful thing that I saw in the game too, late when the Niners got one of the crucial first downs, leading to their third consecutive touchdown, was a very minute, the tiniest little shake of the head by. It was so small you could barely see it. About a 2-degree shake head by Coach McCarthy.
Oh, I did see that, and I made a comment. I made a comment about it. I'm like, hey, Kaepernick maybe getting a little too big for his britches, because he had already beforehand had gotten that penalty, and cost his team a little bit there. And then if several plays later on down the line, he does that it looked like he was talking some smack to McCarthy there.
Mm-hmm. Somebody was. That's for sure. And to me, that shake of the head was that, wow, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done, aren't we? We really are done. I can't believe it.
It was like You see me now? You see me?
Oh, man. You gotta like it, don't you? Oh, man. It was a thrashing, and everybody around here loved it. Everybody in the Chicago area loved it. And everybody in the Bay Area, or almost everybody, loved it. You liked it because the Packers lost, not because the Niners won? Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
The only real dog I have in this whole fight is that, calling a shot from Babe Ruth. Mm-hmm. I'm going to compare this to Babe Ruth, baby, because it was all the way in the preseason.
Yes.
I called my shot.
Yep.
One of the teams that I chose is going to be in the championship here, playing to go into the Super Bowl, and it just so happens to be the team that I picked to win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Just they won't be playing against the team that I picked, so that's really the only dog I have to fight. I'm not going to be. I won't cry if 49ers lose next week, but it would be a shame.
Yep. I think I had San Francisco, Green Bay in the NFC title game, and Green Bay going to the Super Bowl against Baltimore, with Baltimore winning, but I do believe. So I guess San Francisco is so I'm kind of lucky that way, but no, you have San Francisco winning it, I have Baltimore winning it, so we both have our eventual champions still alive. How about that? Or, we'll say had, because I may have a different things, going on in the AFC here in a little bit. We'll get to it.
Look out, Joey's already tipped his hand.
Next topic, yeah. Yeah, the next topic's coming up really soon. I got lucky here this year a little bit with some of these, but part of it's experience, part of it's luck, Yeah, nobody could... Yeah, nobody would have... I would have thought nobody was going to expect Baltimore to get there with Ray Lewis out, but oh, shucks, he wasn't out, was he? So that helped, too.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
He wasn't out. He came back. The man who said no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Yep. At the end of the game, that was pretty cool. Good stuff. Good.
I'm gonna call him Robo Arm from now on.
Darth Vader. Yeah. Oh no, Robo Arm. Yep. I'll call him Darth Vader. Or no. We could call him Robo Arm. That works.
Cybernetic arm, or yeah.
Some good stuff. Oh, Greg Jennings, will he be a Viking next year? Some people, Sebastian Balls and he was laughing at me thinking I'm just like, yeah, right, it's 1% chance. I don't know, it's just stuff I heard on the radio, rumblings about Greg Jennings, wants to play indoors and how he just really, I don't know, for whatever reason had nothing bad to say about the Vikings lately. And the Packers don't seem to want to keep him. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but those, yeah. Is he coming up on contract?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay. Because anything that could help another team division, they're not going to trade.
No.
That was proven with the whole Brett Favre situation and his short little stint there in New York.
Yes.
I knew he was going to wind up a Viking.
Yeah.
As soon as that cleared, I knew that he was no longer going to. This was just a one season thing, and he would come back, of course, because that's where he wanted to go. He wanted to go and play Minnesota.
Boy, that was a fun season indeed. Fun season. He was here for 2 years, but that was a fun season. Yeah. Wink, wink. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like Greg Jennings is available. Favre became available because of his fake retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Jennings, I guess, well, he did get a touchdown, the 57 seconds remaining in the game to help Green Bay's little score painting a little bit there. To get their 31 instead of 24, 45-24. Oh, that was cool to look at. Oh, it was so cool. 49ers are back. No, but, yeah.
Marv Albert said what?
Yes! Oh, Kaepernick up the middle! Yes!
I can always make a call back to that Marv Albert impression there. I love it.
Oh, I love it. Did you see that look on Colin Kaepernick's face? He said, I can't believe it. Oh, sorry. How dare it, Colin Kaepernick in a Michael Jordan call there, but oh well, I had to. He was Jordan-like in that game anyway, just dominant. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers to Jennings, though, with 57 seconds left. A farewell catch, I guess, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Sounds like he's tired playing in the cold.
Yes, yep, it does. He wants to play indoors. Yep, well, here come the Colts. No, something like that. Frank Gore's had a chance to finally get to the bowl here. He's been in the league an awful long time. He's still good. Very likable player, I think, for the most part. 119 yards, so overshadowed by Colin Kaepernick's 181. 119 yards and still got overshadowed. That is weird. Very good game by Gore. Solid. Over 5 yards a carry as well.
That's what you need. That's what that team needs to, keep that defense off the field as much as they can. They're a very solid defense.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
But the more you can keep your offense on the field, the better you're going to fare in the game, I believe. That's just kind of a Bears mentality, maybe, but that seems to be a winning formula.
It works. I mean, we like it here too. At least we try to with our guy. Yep. Now that he's nice and healthy, and hopefully we can get our quarterback to play well coming next season. That one guy. Yes.
That one guy.
Where's number 7? Yep.
It would be nice to add a nice little weapon as Jennings could bring to the Minnesota Vikings.
If that 1% chance happens, Sebastian, that would be great. I hope so. I'd like that 1% to happen. I'll take 1% over 0, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm personally throwing it out as a 20% chance. Yeah, there we go. I think it can happen. It can happen. Powerball, it can happen. No.
Never know.
Never know. So I guess that concludes the divisional reviews, unless there's anything you'd like to add to those before we do it.
Nope.
Yep. Okay, so some preview time. Yes. Are we ready to preview?
The Packers lost, and I call it a good week.
Huh?
The Packers lost, and I call that a great week.
It was wonderful. It was one of the most fun. Oh, one final question I'll ask really quick.
Oh no, here we go.
Look what I've done. Yep.
Oh, no.
Green Bay Packers, are they a one-year wonder when it comes to winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? Are they?
I don't know. It's so tough to get into the Super Bowl that, statistic-wise, you want to say, yeah, probably, because it is so hard and there's so many different elements. If you roll in the playoffs hot, like we've seen with the New York Giants, there's so many different variables that you want to lean towards yes, but I think Aaron will probably make it at least one more time.
Yeah, I think so. Also, unfortunately, at least one more shot, but hopefully just one title, but one more shot at it.
It's painful to say it, but man,
it'd be disgusting to watch. Go Ravens or something. Yeah, yes, go Ravens if they're there. Yeah, pound those Packers.
Yeah, I normally root for the NFC team almost no matter what in the Super Bowl, but I think in that case I would have to root for whoever's going against them.
Oh, yes. So I guess you're ready to start with a little AFC? Because, I'm sure you'd like NFC last, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, AFC, Patriots, Ravens. Well,
You got one of the league's better offenses going against one of the league's elder but still effective defenses.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you get guys getting older. Ed Reed's graying, as we see frequently. Ray Lewis is playing his second last or his last game of his career with Robo-Arm.
Yeah, with his prosthetic.
Yep. Robo-Arm, Robo linebacker instead of Robo-Cop. Yep. Austin Powers, you said?
Yeah,
that's funny. Yep. So here we go. A rematch of last year's AFC title game. Oh my goodness. No Cundiff there to miss a kick. And the tight end or receiver that dropped an easy pass last year for the Ravens also not there. Does the football god smile on the Ravens this time around?
As much as I would like to say yes, it is hard to pick against Tom Brady in the playoffs at home, coming off of pretty much a kick butt performance. It's one of those where my head says New England, but my heart says Baltimore. I love rooting for the underdog, especially the underdog that's got to play every game.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 games on the road, not every game. They had the first game at home.
Yep.
But I really love to root for Baltimore. But I'm going to pick New England. I have to pick New England. It is my duty to pick New England. But I think it's going to be a close game. I hope it's a close game. And I will not shed one tear if Baltimore wins this game.
Yep, and I do agree that the Patriots win a close game. I mean, I do believe they pull it out, though, man, I like both of these teams a lot. You can probably tell. I mean, there's a reason why I'm excited about this one. It's going to be fun. I was hoping for a rematch of last year because that game was that good in so many ways. I like both of the coaches, even though, well, one, he's a good coach, but he's not as enjoyable to watch, I guess we'll say. Old hoodie over there. But yeah, John Harbaugh is my favorite coach in the NFL, believe it or not. With Belichick second. Flacco is one of my favorite quarterbacks, even though he's prone to make mistakes at times, though he can be an absolute dagger thrower as well. Man, this is going to be I think it's going to be a phenomenal game, but in the end, the overall talent, the home field, the experience, the overall greatness that is the New England Patriots, despite some people maybe hating me for saying that, I think that's going to win out in this game. Patriots have just a lot of overall talent. They will be without a huge weapon, though, in Gronkowski.
Yeah.
The shoulder is hurt again, and that's it. No Gronkowski. So that could play a factor. It could, unfortunately, because obviously those aging defenders, you want to beat them with one of your big weapons like that, and, well, you can't. That guy's not there. But I see the Patriots winning by 3 points again, just like last year. And yeah,
I hope so. I hope it's not one of those blowout games. Either way,
boring.
I know. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, just seeing so many games that have been that way throughout, NFL history, and the same thing with the Super Bowl. I just really dig a good game. Lopsided victories are just boring, and it's like, well, the party's over. Should I even open this other bag of chips? I think everyone's not interested anymore.
Yeah, there were so many Thursday night or Sunday night or Monday night games this year. Some were good, and others you just turn on. I'm like, I'm not watching that. It's like 31-3, like second quarter. I'm not watching this.
Exactly.
So many games like that. It's like you're looking forward to it. Was it Patriots and 49ers? Maybe a preview of the Super Bowl, believe it or not. That was real ugly, and the Patriots made an awesome comeback. It's like, okay, I better pay a little closer attention here. Yeah, preview Super Bowl.
Something's happening.
Super Bowl preview. Okay, I didn't say that. Did I? Yep. And will it be the same? Yes. Who knows? Yes. There's Manning. No, not Manning. Brady for 3. Yes. No, basketball.
Brady for 3.
I had to because of Jordan. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I couldn't help it. But no, I do think the Patriots win the AFC Championship game. And one final thought before we move on from this game is, and I'll let you have a final word on it if you'd like. Are the Patriots the best team to ever lose the Super Bowl the next year? Is this the best team you've ever seen the following year after losing a Super Bowl? This is something.
It has to be. It has to be something with that, because I don't have like the statistics or anything in front of me, but it does seem that sometimes even the Super Bowl winner has that proverbial Super Bowl hangover, but not as bad as the loser does. And so probably. I mean,
this has got to be the best. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, and that one year, it does make you wonder how great the 2008 team would have been if Brady didn't tear his ACL like in the first game of the season.
Oh, I know, huh?
11-5 with Matt Castle. Yeah, amazing. Considering,
look at what Castle's done since.
Absolutely.
Provided he,
the talent level. What's up?
Yeah, provided he's had an in and out coaches and. That's a big problem there in Kansas City.
Yes, it is. I mean, but wow, it's. I gotta say, I mean, how many teams you see they lose the Super Bowl? They're just garbage the next year, or they're in maybe first round. Oh, not a bad year, 10-6, 11-5. They're done in the first round. As expected. But how about them Patriots? Whew. I mean, that is an amazing return. If they win the Super Bowl after losing it, that to me is the story of the year. That's big. The story of a long time, I think, even.
I don't even think it's ever happened.
I don't think so. I don't even know if they've even gotten this far before, but they win it. That would be quite a feat. I think that's
well, other than the Bills.
Oh, yes.
Bills.
Excuse me.
The Bills did it.
Right.
But I don't think they ever came back with a killer record like what the Patriots have.
Yeah, they were never the favorite. They were always this underdog that got the crap pounded out of them. And yes, I forgot about that. How could I forget? They went to 4 consecutive.
I almost forgot about it. I just popped into my head.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Usually you and I were like the NFL history buffs here.
And we are for the most part. It's just probably because the Bills were so awful in those games that it's just like, they didn't go back to the Super Bowl. They just lost the Super Bowl. They didn't go back to it or anything.
They're not contenders. They're pretenders.
They were pretenders. I hate the Cowboys so much in watching them walk all over the Bills. And sorry, Jim Towers, but but watching them walk all over the Bills, it's like, and the Bills, I hate the Bills because of it, actually. Honest to God. Because the way they just laid down to that team.
Wide left.
And that was the big one. The first Super Bowl that...
wide right. I can't remember. It was wide whichever other way, but it was Scott Norwood there.
They won that stinking game. The Bills won that game, and that stupid kicker just denied it for them. 21 yards out, right?
Denied.
Ugh. And the Giants are all celebrating like, yeah, we won. No. The Bills lost. You didn't win. No, I'm just kidding. That was unbelievable. So they take a kicker in the first round the next year, but I guess they needed more than that. The next 3 years than that. Steve Christie, was it right? Steve Christie? Yes. Something like that. I think so. Yeah, Steve Christie, that kicker. Yep.
My CRS is kicking in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was so long ago.
Can't remember shite.
Can't remember stuff. Yep.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, I mean, shucks, it was 92. This is 2012, 2013-ish, so yeah. It's been a couple
I got a feeling that most of the listeners, that probably is the year that they were born.
Ouch. Yep, ouch.
Or pretty close.
So, Dylan, back in the day, okay, sorry, Joe Montana. Oh, man. Pretty much, though. So, yep, so now I guess we're ready to slide into the NFC Championship game, and in your mind, the next Super Bowl champion, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The Sanford Kaepernick 49ers.
Yes. Yep. San Francisco versus Atlanta. I have no faith in Atlanta, even though they have home field advantage. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think so. I just don't see it happening. They got their little win.
Little win.
Yeah, I shouldn't say
that. They got their little win.
It's a good football
against.
But
they did. They almost beat themselves. That's for sure in that game. It's still hard because I just don't see Seattle being that strong of a team this season. Mm-hmm. But they did kind of prove me wrong. Mm-hmm. But I still don't see them as that strong. Now, they're very good at home. Seattle's always been very good at home, but it just seems recently in the Pete Carrol era, they are very tough to beat at home, and they didn't play at home.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that funny?
And
it's funny how that turned out.
I don't think that. This one has the smell of blowout all over it. I kind of think, unfortunately. I hope that it's a close game, like I always say. I hope it's a close game, but it kind of has the scent of blowout on it for me.
Mm-hmm. The Niners stomping them into the ground.
Yeah, it just, I get that feeling,
Yeah, I could see that happening. I guess I think it's going to be kind of close, believe it or not. Maybe Atlanta draws first blood, believe it or not. But then I think 49ers from there start to basically do their thing. They start to kind of take over the game gradually, and then later on it kind of turns out to be a bit more lopsided than it started per se. But I'm thinking more of like the lines of a 7 to 10 point victory for the Niners. That's about where I'm thinking. 3-point victory for the Patriots, by the way, AFC. 3 points. Close.
3 points.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. But I think the Niners win by 10, we'll say. Yes.
I think I'll jump you up a little bit. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, yes.
But it does have the scent of that blowout. I think and especially these championship games, it really does come down to not only positional battles, but as well as whose defense is going to be the toughest. Mm-hmm. And I think that the 49ers win that one kind of hands down.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be going against a formidable, offense, but I just don't think they have enough juice.
May have, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, their main talent is the wide receivers. You got Julio Jones and Roddy White, and I guess Gonzalez too. How could I forget already? But Matty Ice, as people would call him, Matt Ryan. I don't think he's going to be ice cold in this game. I can't see him being clutch against that defense, home or away. I mean, Seattle almost.
I kind of think he's going to get iced.
Yes, there you go. Yes. Yes, I'm with you on this. I looking at Niners Patriots here, rematch of that. Was that a Sunday night game or no Monday night? Wasn't it? Sunday night game. I'm all mixed up. I think it was a Sunday night, huh?
The CRS is kicking in.
The CRS.
Yes.
Can't remember stuff. Yes. Yep, but the Niners won that game. It was in San Francisco, if I remember correctly. I'm getting really screwed up now. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, well, I guess in the end it doesn't really matter. But they did win the game, and they were up by a lot, but the Patriots came back, made it interesting, and eventually just gave it away. I don't know what happened to them in that game, honestly. But, boy, oh boy, Niners, Falcons, Patriots, Ravens, it's going to be an awesome weekend. It is going to be an awesome weekend.
That it is.
Yep. Oh.
It's bittersweet. Our favorite, my favorite sport is coming to an end here shortly.
That's the crappy part.
And and then you just start thinking, oh well, you got basketball going on, and spring training for baseball will happen, but it's just not the same as when you're in the middle of July thinking, when does football start? Is Hard Knocks coming on? You start getting the bloodlust for football there at about midsummer.
Mm-hmm. It gets really exciting. Yep, it's right around my birthday every year, so it's kind of a combination of things. Happy birthday! Yes, they call it Sports Abyss. That's what people on the radio around here call it, the Sports Abyss, when there's just not much going on, is ending. The Sports Abyss is ending. A miracle. Happy birthday, Joey. Yeah, July 29th. Yay. 34 coming up this year. Ooh, no.
Something I want to touch on a little bit before we leave here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Tim Brown not making it into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think he's worthy. That's kind of strange. I think he's worthy enough.
I thought it was a funny quote, like, if it wasn't for Jerry Rice, it's quite possible that, that Tim Brown would have owned quite a few records, but when they were playing on the same team, they had asked him, do you think you'll ever catch Jerry? And he said, "There's no way."
Yeah,
there's no way, because he's got to retire before, and he's like, I'm almost at the end of my career, and he's still going.
Yeah, that son of a gun he played forever. Raiders, obviously Niners in the great years. And eventually Seattle, which is kind of a joke. But he played about 42, didn't he? 42? Which is unheard of for a wide receiver. They just speed. Receivers rely on speed, and 42 doesn't equal speed.
Yeah.
It's amazing how long that son of a gun lasted. But Tim Brown, too.
I think,
go ahead.
I think his rookie year was 1985.
Yeah, yep. A good time to come in, too.
And it's funny because I'm thinking of that because I'm picturing his rookie card, and I remember seeing it had green borders and it was an 86 tops, but you always went 1 year back because that was the season that they played, and I believe it was 1985 that he first debuted for the San Francisco 49ers.
It was a great combination, Montana to Rice.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Brown didn't quite have quarterbacks like that, but he had some good teams, but not that team,
Yeah, exactly.
Not a team like that.
I would never try to compare Jeff Hostetler to Joe Montana or Steve Young.
No, you can't, much as you'd like to. But
you know what? I wouldn't even compare. Well, I think Rich Gannon was better than Hostetler.
He was awesome, and he wasn't there for very long because he already played for a while. But the time that he was there, he was awesome. Rich Gannon. That was like the end, like the last 7 years of his career or so. But yeah, I agree with you. He was probably the best Raiders quarterback over a long period of time.
Definitely the best that they've had in a few years.
He's better than Jay Schrader
since he left.
Yeah,
since he left. Let's put
my!
it that way.
Yeah,
since saying a whole lot, but
since he left, talk about abysses. they call the Raiders the black hole since he left.
Yeah, no kidding. The Jamark ass Russell, as I like to call him.
Yeah, he sucked ass. Yeah, he did.
And it just was no fire with that guy. I think that was the thing. But anyways, we're totally sidetracked. So yeah, I think it's okay because I have faith that Tim Brown will make it.
Yes.
But I was just a little bit shocked that he didn't make it.
It's a shame. Yep, we're pulling for you, Tim. We're pulling for you. He'll get in next year, we hope. Hopefully. Great wide receiver. Great wide receiver. Without a doubt. I took him on fantasy like tons of times, even when he was getting older. And he did not let me down. Well, so with that, I mean, would you... yeah. Would you want to come back next week?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's like, sure, this is a lot of fun, and we'll only have to review 2 games and preview 1 next time, huh?
No, the big Super Bowl roundup.
Yes, then we got that too. Yep, it's gonna be fun, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's bittersweet. It's like the best game, hopefully, of the entire season for the whole ball of wax, and then you're done.
Yep, and that's it. Yep, and then off we go till August or training camp. Yeah, that's the sucky part. It's a long off season.
But at least there's going to be a Hard Knocks this year.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show.
Oh,
I don't even care who they do it on. I love watching Hard Knocks.
Forgive the stupid question, but who's it with this year?
I have no idea.
They don't have it yet?
I don't think they even know. This year with the potential lockout and everything, it was too close for them to arrange to do it this season.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, yep.
So they're like, it will be back next year, and I truly, I really like. What I like about it is that you got the stars. You already know all about all the stars, but they really tell the story of the guys that are on the fringe.
Yeah, that's good.
Either making it or not making it.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be cool. Maybe it'll be the Vikings' turn. Who knows?
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I'm interested. Whoever they do it on, I'm always watching it.
Mm-hmm. As long as they don't talk about Joe Webb. No, okay, sorry. I had to say it. Had to get that last shot in because I'm still bitter. But as I'm sure a lot of listeners are right now. Oh, man. Yeah, this was a lot of fun, though. This one may be a tiny bit longer than last week, but yeah, like our part of the conversation, definitely because these games were that good. There were a couple of ugly ones last week, but this was unbelievably awesome. So yeah, so are we returning for episode 135?
We will do it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, mark your calendars for about midweek next week. Who knows? Right around there. It's usually about when we tend to record together. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about the NFC, AFC title games and a preview of the Super Bowl.
Be there or be square.
Be there or be square. So with that, yes, Purple Mafia, as mentioned before, is available on thesportstuff.com. Do check out that website. More than worth it. Lots of shows on there. Outside of this one, of course, including Timberwolves Explosion. I recently released Brave the Wild. Finally released that show for the first time in 6 months because hockey's finally back in existence again. And that was a fun little cute show I recorded earlier this week. Timberwolves Explosion had a huge success rate this week, which is a nice improvement over the previous 2 shows. So that one's still hanging around. We're probably looking to record that in a couple of days here. The crossover is unbelievable. A couple of awesome Australian guys, Rusty and P-Mac. New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets. Forgive me for that.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
That's a faux pas.
Mm-hmm. That was a huge blunder there.
Jay-Z is going to smack you.
The LA Rams, St. Louis. Okay, sorry. I had to do it. Yeah, that would be an old one. But, yep, and without a curse, Boston Red Sox. Alex Raymer. Yes, sir. Yes, so, and hopefully someday, once again, Dylan Richardson, NFL, East to West. Towers, Dylan Richardson, yes.
Boy, that has been in hiding, so to speak, for too long. But it's been out for out of commission there for a little too long. But
yeah,
I'm sure if you search really hard, you might be able to find some old episodes of NFL East to West.
Yeah, there was the trio. Yep, Dylan, Jim, and Joey. Yes, this Joey. Back in 2009, those were so fun shows to record. Oh,
really were. Lots
of back and forth, and yeah, Jim Towers Cowboys against my Vikings in the dome. Our Vikings, we'll call them. Man, we won that one, but we've been on the short end of some others in the past. So with that, yeah, that's a fun website. I went over a lot of shows there. That just tells you how much fun it is to go to thesportstuff.com. Yes.
Oh, another thing, check out Purple Mafia on Facebook.
Yep, and the Facebook page, yes. If you haven't gone on there and clicked like, please do. Facebook.com/Purple Mafia Show. And so simply go there, click like, and then at Purple Mafia Show for the Twitter account. And Dylan Richardson also has a Twitter account.
Oh, geez. It's just at my name, DylanRichardson. And if you'd like to follow insulting tweets, no, I'm just kidding. I do like to give Packer fans hell.
Yep.
So I will search hashtags for, Packer or, whatever, Aaron Rodgers. And I like to pick out a few people and reply them mean things.
Do it.
I do.
He is on our side more than you think, ladies and gentlemen. He's on our side more than you think. The Packers are a much more dislikable team than the Bears, that's for sure. That is for sure. So also, final note, 209-736-7877. 209-736-7877 is the call-in line for this show. And the others on thesportstuff.com, mention what show you're calling in for, which in this case is the Purple Mafia Show. Statement, shout-out, question, comment, name and town, and you're on. There you go. Rock and roll. So with that, I guess we're going to wrap up episode 134. Thank you again, Dylan.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we will be back next week.